What are the longest lasting new vehicles that are most likely to reach 200,000 miles or longer? That's what we're going to find out. Welcome to Car Help Corner, where we help you, the consumer, master the process of car buying and car ownership. If you're wondering what cars, trucks, and SUVs are most likely to last as long as possible without requiring major repairs, then this video is for you. I'm going to go through the top 10 cars, trucks, and SUVs with the highest likelihood of lasting for over 200,000 miles or over 300,000 kilometers. The list of cars for this video is provided by iSeeCars.com, a popular car research website that provides useful data and surveys on the car industry. iSeeCars analyzed almost 12 million cars to determine which models best demonstrate reliability and longevity. The study specifically looked at which models had the highest percentage of cars reaching at least 200,000 miles. So to find out which top 10 cars, trucks, and SUVs are able to go the distance without requiring major repairs, then make sure to stick around until the end of this video. Let's get started with number 10 on the iSeeCars list, which is the Honda Odyssey. According to iSeeCars, around 1% of all cars on the road are able to hit 200,000 miles. The Honda Odyssey, however, is able to hit almost 3 times that number. According to iSeeCars, 2.9% of all Honda Odysseys are able to reach 200,000 miles, which is pretty good. Now, I'm not too surprised to see the Odyssey make the list because, generally speaking, the Odyssey is considered a very reliable minivan. Yes, the Odyssey has had its fair share of issues over the years, most notably transmission problems in the early 2000s. But generally speaking, the Odyssey is considered a very reliable vehicle as far as minivans are concerned. It uses a time-tested and very durable 3.5-liter V6 engine, which Honda has been using in many of their vehicles for a very long time. So if you're thinking of buying a minivan to hold on to for a very long time, the Odyssey would definitely be a very safe choice. Moving on to number 9 on the list, we have the Honda RIDGELINE. According to iSeeCars, 3.4% of Ridgelines are able to hit at least 200,000 miles, which is pretty impressive. I was actually a little surprised to see the Ridgeline beat out other mid-sized trucks like the Toyota Tacoma, which only took the number 14 spot with 2.8% reaching at least 200,000 miles. But it just goes to show that Honda sometimes really knows what it's doing when it comes to making durable, long-lasting vehicles. Like the Odyssey, the Ridgeline uses a very reliable and time-tested 3.5-liter V6 engine. And the Ridgeline has a lot more going for it than just reliability. This is a very useful mid-sized truck with plenty of interior space and lots of storage spaces, including underneath the bed, and also has a pretty good sized bed too. And the other appeal of the Ridgeline is just how comfortable it is for a truck. Unlike most trucks which have body-on-frame construction, the Ridgeline is a unibody truck, much like most SUVs and cars, which helps give it really good ride quality. The Ridgeline is just a very well-rounded mid-sized truck, and if you're looking for a truck that's able to go the distance, it's a pretty safe choice. Of course, there is one truck that did beat out the Ridgeline on the top 10 list, which is number 8, the Toyota Tundra. According to iSeeCars, 3.7% of Tundras are able to reach at least 200,000 miles. Now, I'm not surprised to see the Tundra make the top 10 list. This is a truck that has long been known for its legendary reliability. The outgoing version of the Tundra used a rock-solid 5.7-liter V8 engine, which was designed to handle some very serious abuse. Now, it is worth noting that the brand new 2022 Tundra does have completely new drivetrains, a twin-turbo V6 and a twin-turbo hybrid, both of which come with a 10-speed automatic transmission and don't have much of a track record when it comes to reliability. Hopefully the new Tundra is able to live up to Toyota's reputation. But if you don't want to take a chance, just go and buy yourself a Tundra built up to 2021 and you really can't go wrong. Now, if you're looking for a good-sized family SUV that's going to last as long as possible, then take a look at number 7 on the list, which is the Toyota Highlander Hybrid. According to iSeeCars, 3.8% of Highlander hybrids are able to last at least 200,000 miles. Now, this is pretty interesting because hybrids are generally considered to be a lot more complicated than regular gas cars, and usually in the car industry, more complexity means more problems. Toyota has been developing and refining their hybrid systems for over 2 decades, and they figured out how to make them as reliable and long-lasting as possible. And the Highlander Hybrid is not the only hybrid to do extremely well on the list. The Toyota Prius, another popular hybrid car, reached the 11th spot on the list, with 2.6% reaching at least 200,000 miles. So if you're thinking of buying a hybrid and want one that's going to last you for the long term with minimal repair costs, then you really can't go wrong with a Toyota. But if you're looking for something like a traditional full-size sedan, then take a look at number 6 on the list, which is the Toyota Avalon. The Avalon is a long-lasting car. According to IC Cars, 3.9% are able to reach at least 200,000 miles. And not only that, the Avalon was the only sedan to make IC Cars' top 10 list, which is pretty impressive. For those who don't know, the Avalon is the mechanical twin to the Lexus ES350. So if you're looking for a long-lasting, reliable sedan that's a bit more luxurious, then the Lexus EX would be a very good alternative. It's pretty clear that Toyota really knows what it's doing when it comes to making reliable, long-lasting cars, and we can see that with number 5 on the list, which is the Toyota 4Runner. According to IC Cars, 4.1% of 4Runners reach at least 200,000 miles, which is more than 4 times the average car. Now, it's not hard to understand why the 4Runner is such a reliable and long-lasting SUV. It uses very durable and time-tested components, which Toyota has been using for a very long time. This includes both the 4-liter V6 engine and 5-speed automatic transmission, which are both nearly indestructible. And because the 4Runner is a body-on-frame, off-road oriented SUV, all of the components are very heavy-duty and built to last. If you're looking for a large, practical SUV, you just can't go wrong choosing the 4Runner. And because the 4Runner is so well known for its legendary reliability, it also has sky-high resale value too. In terms of longevity, it's just a very safe SUV to go with and a great choice. Let's move on to number 4 on the top 10 IC Cars list, which is the Ford Expedition. Now, I was actually a little bit surprised to see the Expedition make the top 10 list, but according to the site, 4.9% of Expeditions reach at least 200,000 miles. The Expedition is a body-on-frame full-sized SUV built on the same platform as the F-150 truck line. Generally speaking, full-sized SUVs and trucks are workhorses designed to go the distance. It's not uncommon for owners to use these trucks for long-distance driving and rack up a huge amount of mileage in a very short amount of time. And if you do a lot of driving, a full-sized body-on-frame SUV with a powerful engine is usually one of the very safest ways to go. This is also true of number 3 on the list, which is the Chevy Tahoe, Suburban, and GMC Yukon. Now, even though IC Cars did separate all 3 of these models on their list, the Yukon, Tahoe, and Suburban are all built on the exact same platform and share the same basic parts. The one that performed the best out of the 3 was the Chevy Suburban, 5.1% of which are able to reach at least 200,000 miles. Now, even though GM's full-sized SUVs are known for reliability issues, they are generally known to last a long time, and owners do tend to rack up a huge amount of mileage. It is worth doing a little bit of research though and avoiding any particular model years that are known for any serious reliability issues. For example, many of the trucks built between 2019 and 2021 with the V8 engines have been known for some very serious lifter problems, which GM fortunately has been very good about fixing under warranty. With these issues sorted out, GM's full-sized SUVs should be a pretty safe bet for long-term ownership. Even so, if you prefer to buy a full-sized SUV that's just a bit safer to go with, then take a look at number 2 on the list, which is the Toyota Sequoia. According to IC Cars, 11.2% of Sequoias are able to reach at least 200,000 miles, which is pretty amazing. Like the other full-sized SUVs on this list, the Sequoia is built on a body-on-frame platform shared with a full-size truck, in this case the Toyota Tundra. And like the Tundra, the Sequoia is known for rock-solid reliability and very low repair costs over time. The outgoing version uses a very durable and well-proven 5.7-liter V8 engine, which is known for its longevity. Now, there is going to be a completely redesigned Sequoia for the 2023 model year based off of the Toyota Tundra. This is going to use a twin-turbo V6 engine with a hybrid system and a 10-speed automatic transmission. Given that it's all new, we really don't know what the long-term reliability is going to be like, but given Toyota's reputation so far, I'm pretty optimistic. And finally, let's move on to number 1 on the IC Cars top 10 list, which is the Toyota Land Cruiser. According to IC Cars, 16.2% of Land Cruisers reach at least 200,000 miles, which blows away pretty much everything else on the list. That's an amazing number, but it just goes to show how reliable and long-lasting the Land Cruiser really is. Much like the Sequoia and 4Runner, what makes the Land Cruiser such a reliable vehicle is the fact that it uses time-tested components that are known to last. It's a bit unfortunate that Toyota has decided not to sell the Land Cruiser in North America anymore. But the great news is that if you still want to experience the Land Cruiser's legendary reliability, you can still do it with its platform cousin, the Lexus LX. So if you want a vehicle that's going to last you as long as possible, upwards of 200, maybe even 300,000 miles, now you know which one to go for. There are a few important takeaways from the IC Cars top 10 list. One is that full-sized body-on-frame SUVs do extremely well when it comes to lasting a very long time. This probably has a lot to do with the fact that they are mechanically identical to full-sized pickup trucks. But unlike full-size trucks, which are designed to be workhorses with lots of heavy-duty use, heavy towing, which is very hard on the truck, most full-sized SUVs have a very easygoing life by comparison. They're just not abused in the same way as full-size trucks, which helps add to their longevity. The other major takeaway from this top 10 list is Toyota. This was the only brand to include cars, trucks, SUVs, and even hybrids on the top 10 list. This really validates the brand's reputation for making very reliable and long-lasting vehicles, which is something I often talk about in a lot of my videos in the past. Given the wide range of vehicles that made the top 10 list, it just goes to show that Toyota has a reliable vehicle for pretty much any type of consumer. So let me know what you thought of the top 10 vehicles on this list. Would you buy one or would you buy something else instead? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. You can also take a look at some of my other vehicles by checking out these links over here. Make sure to follow me on TikTok and Instagram. And if you need any additional car buying advice, recommendations, or help with getting a great deal on your next new car purchase, make sure to check out carhelpcanada.com. Thanks so much for watching and see you next time.